Friends, we love a good conversation about our minds and what goes on in our brains, like psychology and all that jazz. It's great. I love that thing. And the Bible talks a lot about the psyche, actually. I don't know if you know that. Probably not in the psychological terms used by Freud or Jung necessarily, but definitely talks about the psyche, your mind. It's part of our triune nature. Your mind, your will and your emotion, they're all part of your soul, right? The soul nature of who you are. And I think just wanted to clarify some stuff just around these conversations. The Bible talks about being single-minded. That's what the Bible talks about, and not being double-minded. But we also have closed-minded, we have narrow-minded, and we have small-minded. So you've got single, double, narrow, closed, and small-mindedness, okay? And what often happens is that when I have conversations with people about Christian beliefs or understanding who God is, or a singular way of viewing the world, a singular God, a singular way to heaven through Jesus Christ, they often call me narrow or small-minded. Now, we need to be careful with this, because actually, when people have a single-mindedness, and I'm claiming here to have a single-mindedness around the nature of Christ, the nature of Christianity, we often get labeled as small-minded or closed-minded or narrow-minded. And those things are very, very different. The single-mindedness is the ability to have gone through information, gone through learning, and understood what it is to walk a journey committed to a certain way of life. Not everyone has to accept that. Not everyone has to even agree with that. And that's okay. I mean, hopefully for single-minded people, they want to convince people that they found a true way. And that's fine. That's the nature of evangelicalism in the context of Christianity. But being single-minded is not a problem. If you've gone on a journey and you've narrated your life through a specific way of understanding, then that is okay. But to be labeled as narrow-minded, as in you are narrow-minded because you don't understand or allow other people to understand what you're saying or allow them to influence you, that isn't the same as single-minded. There is such thing as being narrow-minded or closed-minded, and that is where you basically live in a fantasy world of unreality in your own life. But that's not what single-mindedness is. Single-mindedness is the ability in all the cultural confusion, amidst all of the noise, all of the information overload that we have, to hold to truth. And in the terms of Christianity, to hold to biblical truth about who God is, who Jesus is, and the nature and state of creation. That is not narrow-minded. It's not closed-minded. It's not small-minded. It's certainly not double-minded. It's single-minded. And single-mindedness is something that we should actually all aim for. Friends, we don't want to be people who minimize other people because of their beliefs or shout them down from the rooftops. We want to engage in decent conversations with people about what they believe, conversations with people about how they've got to the place where they've got to in terms of faith or knowledge or understanding or perspective. But in that, we don't have to be these people who accept all points of view. We can narrate our lives as single-minded Christians and apply it to every situation around us. It's important that we know that we get to be single-minded, and it isn't the same as being narrow-minded. It's not the same as being small-minded or closed-minded. Those things are real. We mustn't be like that. We mustn't just somehow live in an unreal fantasy world that somehow nothing that goes on outside the church's walls or outside our views exists. So that's not real either. We shouldn't be like that. But we should be single-minded, able to give a reason for why we've got to the conclusions we've got to, and how we've walked out the journey of our single-minded faith in our lives and in the context of our culture. So friends, don't be called narrow-minded if you're single-minded. Don't let people label you as closed-minded if you're single-minded. It's okay to be single-minded. It's okay to walk a journey committed to truth, and also try and convince others of that truth. There's no issue there. It's not intolerance. It's not undermining someone else's view. Friends, be powerful and allow other people to disagree with you. Allow other people to speak and have conversation. But there is nothing wrong with holding to truth and being single-minded. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Peace.